Hi guys, this is Leftwing Kody. Welcome to our studio in North London. We are going to take you through some of our practices today, the way we work in the studio. We're going to take you through a release that we have on Desolat, which is forthcoming on the 3rd of March. That track is called Snapback. We'll give you a quick walkthrough of how we created that, and then we'll take you through some of our most important pieces of kit in the studio. We tend to work a lot in the box, so you'll be seeing a lot of the plugins and stuff that we use, and some effects, tricks and stuff. Okay, so we will jump into how a quick overview of how we made Snapback, which is on Loco Dice's label Desolat.
Okay, so before we start this, what you can see here is basically just a small section of the main section and a small break. With this track, I actually took it away because I don't live in London to my studio at home and finished it, but this was the bare bones we had to create it. So if I just play the main section here. Right, so you can hear just like a simple groove. I've got all the drums in, a couple of vocal samples, a little whoopy sample that I'm not sure who that was, and a bass line. So let's take you through the drums, and we started that. Right, so we have the kick drum here, just a normal kick drum, nothing special going on. Nothing special going on there, we've put it in mono. Next thing we added was a 606 tom. Nothing special going on here, a little low cut. And this tom was a bit nicer, adding a bit more groove to it, as you can see there.
So this was put into the Contacts,
yeah,
which is the sampler that we use on all of our projects.
Our main sampler, yeah. So let's have a look at that. Contact's really good actually, because you can change the pitch like that of the sample to fit the key of the track easily. You can flip through samples and do so much with it. Right, so that's the tom sample. Nice. What's on it? So we have on this low cut, nothing else going on there, just cutting out so low so it doesn't interfere with the bass line. And overdrive, just to push it a bit more, hear that off. You can hear it's driving it quite a lot. We've set the tone to 10,000 hertz, so the overdrive is happening at that frequency. And one of our favourite compressors to use on drums, which is the CL2A. Really, I mean, this compressor has no attack or releasing, so it's not that great for drums in theory, because you should use a compressor with a short attack to get that quick compression. But I mean, it works for us, doesn't it? We
exactly.
just use it all the time. It's something that's a nice flavour.
As John said, in theory it shouldn't work, but sometimes you just got to use your ears and feel.
Let's have a listen without it. Yeah, you can hear it. It's just making it that bit tighter. There's quite a lot of compression going on. We always leave that 60 hertz on. It adds a little bit of hiss to it. Kind of emulates that, hardware sound, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
next,
part of the waves, right?
part of the waves. Yeah. I mean, we also are really hot on using UAD stuff at the moment as well. But I think at the time we hadn't purchased it. So.
No. The only thing
yeah.
I think maybe that we had that's UAD now was the Oxford limiter, which is on our
this is
master
just on the
chain.
master just for this session.
But we'll get to that.
Yeah. Alright, so next, what are these wicked toms? Let's have a listen. Okay, I think that sounds like it's a 909. Alright, just 909 tom. As you can see there, we're going up in key and then down, just to give it a bit of melody with the kick. that's kind of where the groove for this track is coming from.
Yeah.
So one of the toms we have pan to the left, one to the right, one's a bit to the left as well, just to give a bit more space and separation in the mix. So that, yeah, I mean, once we did, I think it's when we was working with this, and we did put them extra notes in. Where's that gone now? Yeah, that to go up. That was like, yeah, there's a nice groove there. Right. So yeah, we was happy with that. Kept with that. Standard close hat again. We've got the same settings on all these drums.
Yeah,
so I think what we've done is just like had that one channel and copied it down.
Yeah.
I mean, we always add overdrive and that compression to it. It's just part of our sound. So I think most of the drums are going to have that same setup. Okay, nice stoppy open hat, just to add to it.
Yeah, all of these are just groove elements really that we're just picking up.
Yeah.
Picking up the groove and building the kind of drum loop with all these separate parts, which tends to be how we start all our tracks.
Yeah.
Building the groove
Always
up
the drums,
with the drums.
Always the drums. As you hear, another little open hat in there. Just it's not like a big open hat. Then we got it's just a small one to open the groove. Another open hat just to add that.
It's got the warehouse feel to it.
Yeah. Some fast hat. No quantize really, just straight on the 16 for this. Just kept, I think even these there's no quantize. We just kept it straight. Yeah, I know there is.
Is that 16B?
I don't know what it is. 16.
No, it's on the 16.
It is though, you can see. Well, let me just have a look, we can tell you what that is. 16, no, it wasn't
16B then.
No, it wasn't,
It was just our own one.
Who knows what that is. Anyway,
We probably played them in.
yeah, that probably was played live actually then. So this is labelled wrong.
Side stick.
Just a little stick. Where's that from? Yeah, 707 kit. I mean, the idea for this track, if we talk about that first,
Yeah.
we wanted to do something predominantly that was used making all the Roland drum sounds.
Yeah.
So we've got a 606 sound, 70 sound, there's an 808 something in there.
There's a 909 hat.
There's a 909, that's a 707. So we wanted to do the drums that was predominantly Roland sounds just to give it that kind of vibe.
And this track was this project photo was originally called Detroit.
Detroit, yeah.
Which is the kind of vibe that we were going for.
I mean, we might get a lot of stick for that, but
It doesn't sound like Detroit at all.
I mean, this is our kind of version
Our take,
of Detroit.
our take on Detroit.
Yeah,
that was the inspiration behind the track.
That was,
anyway.
like generally when we build tracks, we kind of try to have like inspiration that's more on a concept. So the concept for this was Detroit, and our interpretation of Detroit. It kind of helps when you got that as well, because if you think, like sometimes we say, right, we're just doing like African tribal, so you know what kind of sounds you're going to go for.
Yeah, you've already
what
got
vocals
focus.
you're going to go for.
Yeah.
You're not going through all your samples and
just trying to mesh some things together. It's always good to have like a focal point on the track before you start. So that was the basis for us, was Detroit. And as John said, we just went through all those samples from the Roland stuff, and just started kind of putting the groove together, which is where we're at now.
I mean, we'd love to have
all the
real
Roland
707, but I mean,
if you're listening, Roland.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, so now clap again. We've got two claps on here. So we generally like to layer sounds. I know a lot of people don't. They like to just have one sound and compress and EQ the hell out of it. But we kind of tend to layer them just to give it that texture. I mean, you can see on these claps. Again, we took the overdrive off that. It's probably too much.
But then layered it to add that texture that we were missing from the original overdrive.
That's an 808 clap. And what is this? a different clap. This is a clap from our sample, Wobble. So that's from our track, Wobble. Right, and we've added a touch of
Space Designer reverb.
Yeah, reverb on that, which is our setting here. Strings rules, not our setting, but we use this on claps and stuff. It's for strings apparently, but you know.
Breaking the rules again.
Yeah, we just use it for that. To be honest, we don't really know what we're doing. We just
just tweak things until it sounds good.
Just like messing around.
Using CLA compressors where we shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Using Space Designer's string reverb settings on claps. Just try and think outside the box, I guess.
Yeah.
Just do things a bit differently.
Okay, so at that point, we would be like, yeah, that's what we're going for. Hear a bit of low coming from them toms. They've really got that groove. Take them toms away, you can hear like, you know, how much groove's missing. So that was the real kind of vibe for us.
That's definitely what's pushing the track through.
Yeah.
And that tends to be where we get to with all our tracks, is the drums, we've got them going, they're pushing it to a certain point, and then we need to add something else in, because, you know, you can't just have drums driving the track. So that's where we tend to go for a vocal, which I think is...
Yeah, we've got the vocal. Should we do the... Yeah, all right.
Oh, we can do the bass.
Let's do the bass. Let's do the bass. Just because it kind of will complement the groove.
Yep.
Alright, so the bass with this, let's just play the bass with the kick so you can hear it. So it's probably an amazing button to do that. We're probably going to also get a lot of stick for.
What, for the solo?
Yeah. So just simple, that is. And if you hear with the toms, it's just kind of going in between the groove. A kind of standard tribal rhythm. If you look at, it's just boom, 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 boom. You know, there's nothing special going on. 16B swing. You know, it just kind of adds to that groove.
And also adds to some low end too.
Oh yeah, we need it.
To those toms. You want to take them through that channel as well.
Yeah, so on this, so there's the bass on its own. This was done in sub boom. I think, yeah, this was like a preset sub almost there. That's in sub presets, and we would have like tweaked this. We always like, you know, find a preset to kind of
as a starting point.
Yeah, starting point, because we're not the hottest on synthesis, and we just kind of tweak it to get that kind of vibe we're after. Our bass is a thing we use all the time. Just adds some intensity and some compression to the 80 Hertz mark. Standard Logic compressor with a side chain on. It's not crazy ratio. Threshold is pulling it down. Short attack, kind of medium release. And a CL3A, and this is what we generally put on drums, bass sounds. If you hear that, it's quite wild.
Yeah, it tames it
really. Just brings it back into where we need it. Adds a little hiss to it. Quite a lot of compression on there. Yeah, so that's that. So that's the bass. Next thing we went to just a little whoop. Maybe you can guess who this is. Famous female rapper. Put it in the comments if you do.
Yeah, let us know if you can guess who it is. It's probably going to say something on there.
Yeah, I mean, if I zoom in, but yeah, so.
Yeah, if you could name it in the comments, we'll think of some kind of prize we can give away.
Yeah, what can we give? But this groove actually we have done on most of our tracks last year. Just that call and response. We did it on Soundboy and What You Saying.
Yeah.
Cowbell remix we done.
Yeah.
We're kind of doing it all the time now, just because
it works.
Yeah.
It has a great response on the dance floor, which is what we're trying to do with our tracks. So
nothing major going on here.
Yeah.
Right. So next thing. was the vocal, which is obviously important for this type of track. So this vocal was something I found on YouTube. Some crazy American Chinese girl.
Bitches with the snapback.
Like, mad attitude. I don't know what she was talking about.
She was
bitches with the
upset
snapback.
with somebody.
Yeah.
And
Bitches with the snapback.
quite funny to watch.
Yeah.
So
So
we
bitches with
took
the
we
snapback.
took a big chunk of it, didn't
Yeah.
we? Threw it in the contact.
we actually.
Bitches with the
Like, I
snapback.
think found this this YouTube video like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And had it sitting there and just, thought it would be working for something. It didn't. And then 2 years later, we used it. So it's always good to kind of, if you find them videos, just keep them, because you never know what vibe you're going to be doing a few years later.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Bitches with the snapback.
that's cool. And from the same.
Damn.
The same YouTube video.
Damn.
Let's actually hear what she's saying.
Damn. That motherfucker got my waist looking good, shorty. For English.
Yeah, you know what? We might even use that.
Swearing. Can't swear.
I might have to beat that out.
You've said the S word about
Is it?
17 times.
No, I haven't.
And I'm not talking about Snapback.
Nah.
Damn.
Anyway, so that's the same a cappella, low cut. So, I mean, there's nothing new going on here, guys.
Damn.
Apart from a sound pitch. This one from Waves is really good, just to bring it down 3 semitones, just to give it a bit more, to hear it without,
Damn.
really high pitch.
Damn. Damn. Bitches with the snapback. Damn. Bitches
Right,
with the snapback.
that's that bit. So, at that point, we know we've got the groove, we've got the bass line, and we've got a vocal. That's kind of all you need at that point, for it to work. So let's hear how it goes into the break, and then we can talk you through that little bit.
Damn. Bitches with the snapback.
So this track is, kind of, this is the bare bones of it. Afterwards we arranged it, we added a few other little sounds, but it was all audio, so we didn't want to show you like that.
Yeah.
Alright, so that, yeah. We're on at the moment, since last year we've just been doing these low end grooves. Right, so in this break we've got more Roland kit, but so the first thing that's kind of going on is 808 Cowbell. It's quite high up, so what we did is pitched it down just to thicken it up. How do we do that? We just did that by dropping it an octave in the sampler. So you can hear them one on its own. Sounds a bit pathetic. Like that,
Toughened it up a bit.
way better. What's going on there?
With some protein shakes.
Yeah. There is actually a little plugin missing, which is a bit of a shame. It's what is that?
It's
GTR Stomp. It's just adding some more distortion.
Yeah.
Just a little touch. I mean, it's nothing to kind of.
Yeah, it's just some more distortion on there. We upgraded our Waves package and we lost the GTR Stomp, unfortunately.
Alright, yeah, so anyway, Cowbell pitched it up and down, and as it's building up here towards the end of the break, it starts to speed up. Right, so that's that building up. Standard. This is actually, we've been using this rise for 10 years.
Easy.
It's in every track. Maybe if you figure out who that vocal is, we'll give you this rise, and that is a really good prize.
No, don't give that away.
Right, so that's just, you know, standard white noise. You can get them anywhere. You can make your own. We actually did make this, and it's yeah, we use it all the time. The vocal, there's some little tricks here.
Y'all bitches with the snapback.
Just audio
Y'all
cuts,
bitches
right?
with this.
Yeah,
Looping it over.
Y'all bitches with the snapback. Y'all bitches with the snapback.
And again, that was just us messing around trying to get it to sound different and make it build in the breaks.
yeah.
So
without that, it wouldn't be building. The build comes from that and the cowbell. They're kind of doing the same thing. So if we just listen to them, just so you can hear, you know, how they play off each other. It's like they're almost the same, but not. You know, there's little bits that are
bouncing off each other.
So also, right, this is what we tend to do a lot as well. We add just a little kind of loopy vocal that builds it up.
Tend to filter those in and out, and it just adds some texture, doesn't it?
Yeah, and also, yeah, just, you know, start it. Something repetitive that works.
Very kind of subliminal as well. It's very cerebral. It's not really high up top in the mix, but it adds to fill in the gaps in the frequencies.
I mean, that was just some sample. If I played a sample, yeah, some hip hop battle video
that we took from YouTube again.
Yeah, YouTube is just amazing for sampling. To be fair, you just find things that people just don't use. Yeah, this is labelled wrong. Right, so I think this is a 808 snare. So another bit of Roland in there. Military sound, you know. Right, also what we have in here is something, a military snare. Is that, yeah, it's an 808 again. I think it will be a bit of a different octave. Yeah. So yeah, that's just
again layering.
Simmons Slayer, different thing. You can hear this one lowers, pitch down a bit less, you know, just adds to that groove. Cut the kick, obviously, to add a bit of space, you know, so you know it's breaking down, you know, just a normal low cut of 140. And cut the bass as well, same bass. Oh, so this is actually the Soundboy bass. There you go.
What did you cut that at there?
The bass is cut at, well, right, so this is what's going on here. It's the reason why I've done this, I think, just to add those kind of low mids in, because, you know, without it, you can't really hear it, you know what I mean? So you kind of have to boost those frequencies, just otherwise, look, if you listen to it without it.
And that's only for the break as well.
Yeah, so pretty simple. Like I said, a lot of the tracks I done last year, because I moved studio, we was together, you know, a few times a week. We get the little idea like this guy, and this would generally take a day. Yeah. You know, we'd just be going over in it, getting the mix right, getting the sounds right, the vibe, and then take that away. And it's, you know, you can hear just from this small idea, the whole track was built. It was easily arranged. I mean, there was 2 breaks like this. This was the first break, and the second break, if you listen to the track, you hear it's just the kick and the bass, which is kind of like this for a while. It just breaks into like that with this. Yeah. And then, you know, there's a few other little tricks and effects going on. It's building into a maybe there's a few little changes to make it a bit different, but you can see
This is basically
this is how we work.
Yeah, it's all the elements of the track,
Yeah.
all the important elements of the track are here, and that's how we tend to work. Is we get everything together, and we do one break. We make sure that break is
Firing.
and it's building, and then you can hear it drop into all of basically the elements of the track that we'll be playing to the main parts of the track. And once we've got that going, this is the stage that we're at, and then we take it away. And it's just arranging after that. So
it's really important for us. That's how we work. We just, like you say, the main section, main break, and that's it. The rest is, take your time over. This would genuinely have taken us a day. Yeah. And it's, some people work quicker than that, but
and some people take longer.
Some people take longer. Yeah.
This is the way that we've worked for easily the last 7 years, and it just this process. It works for us. We know some people that build tracks from bar one, and then just keep adding and adding, and that really works for them. And this is the way that works for us. And I'm sure if you've seen our videos before in the studio, kind of stuff that we do, we emphasise a lot on it's not kind of what you're using, it's how you're using it. Yeah,
simplicity. As you can see, generally. We've used, the same kind of setting on every channel for the drums. Yeah. There's not much, crazy, plugins you can find. It's just little
pretty
tricks
standard
going
stuff.
on after that.
And it's always the track at the end of it that counts the most. Yeah. So
this one for us as well, like Desolat has been a label that we've been interested in playing, looking to get on for.
Looking up to for such a long time.
Years, 7-8 years.
Yep. And for him to, take this as an A side for a label that we've looked up to, we're really proud of that.
The way that come about was quite strange, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had been sent a video of a remix that we did for Sierra Alba that came out
on Myland Records.
It came out in 2016. And then someone sent us a video of Dice playing it at the Music On Festival in Amsterdam last year. So the track had already been out for a year. And I got in touch with him and said, thanks for playing the new, or the old remix. I've got some new stuff if you want to hear it. And sent him Soundboy, and he came back quite sharply and said, I'll be playing this all summer, which he did. And then we just sent him some more exclusive stuff, and we talked, and he
sent about 5 tracks.
Yeah, there was 5 tracks in total, and we ended up with 3, right?
Yeah, but we made this in June. I think all the tracks we more or less made between May and June. So maybe that whole EP took 2 months to do 5 tracks to send to Dice. Yeah, and he tested them.
We were in
so long, 6 months, maybe longer.
Yeah, we got confirmation in November of the EP. So, and we had seen him play these tracks on many occasions through the summer on Instagram. People sent us videos of this your track, and we're really proud and happy that we got to the point where this is now going to be out on the 3rd of March. So, if you've got any questions or comments or anything on any of the things that we've shown you here, please feel free to drop them in the comment section. Please be nice. And we'll try and answer any questions that you have about this stuff. So this is it. Snapback, Leftwing Kody, out on Desolat real soon. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we will see you soon.